This is Lance with the Lance Rogers Agency, and I'm here today on this very special day to honor all veterans and thank them for their service. Thank you so much. I'm also here to honor my veteran. So this is my father. So if you have a veteran or if you have a story and you are a veteran, please share that if you feel inclined to, or just put in their name. Please, just any way that feels comfortable for you. But just know that we thank you for your service. While, as you see, I'm here at the St. Charles County Veterans Museum. And what I'd like to do, I'd like to bring Jim Higgins over, who is on the executive board of this.
Thank you, Lance.
Jim, thank you so much for having us here today.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you. What I'd like to do is go ahead and tell us a little bit of the history behind the museum.
Sure. The museum was a dream of Ralph Barrale, and the dream started about 5 years ago, Lance. Ralph was landed on Utah Beach during World War II on D-Day, and then he served with Patton at the Battle of the Bulge, and then he went on after the Battle of the Bulge to liberate Dachau, the oldest concentration camp in Germany, and after that served at the Nuremberg trials. So Ralph was very distinguished career in World War II. When Ralph got home, he moved out to St. Charles County eventually, and he saw that there was not much out here to honor the veterans for their contributions in the wars. So he set about changing that. One of the first things that Ralph did was to get the South Service Road renamed to Veterans Memorial Parkway. The other thing Ralph was very important and involved in was the new Highway 364 bridge was named Veterans Memorial Bridge. And Ralph also realized that there was no museum out here. Many years, veterans were saving boxes of memorabilia artifacts, and they're sitting in basement in boxes. And he felt like if he could get these artifacts and everything into a museum, we could tell the stories of the many veterans in the area that served. And so Ralph had a dream of building a museum, started about 5 years. Opened in April of 2019. We've been open roughly about 6.5 months now.
Very nice, very nice. And Jim, if you could, go ahead and tell us some of the uniqueness about the museum.
Sure, Lance. What makes this museum unique is you go to many museums and what you're going to find is a lot of artifacts and a lot of stories about the artifacts. We're unique in that the story, it's all about the story here. We believe every veteran has a story, and every veteran has a story worth telling. So we capture the stories and we use some of the artifacts to actually augment the story about the veteran. And we tell the stories of our neighbors, the community, everybody around the area.
Wow. It is. It's just so impactful having heard some of the stories. So we're actually going to do some of that now. If you get the opportunity, though, go ahead and, again, share your name, share your story, share your veteran's story, whatever that looks like for you. So please take the time to do that.
We'd love to hear from you.
Yes. And so with Jim, we're going to share that with Jim as well. So your story could also be part of this museum. Thank you again for visiting the St. Charles County Veterans Museum with us today. And it was quite an experience. This is the end of the first part of our video. We do have a second part coming, and that's where Jim, the executive director, is going to continue to tell us those unique and heartwarming stories about our St. Charles County veterans. And again, if you get the opportunity to go in and share your veteran story or their name or whatever it is that you wish to share, please feel inclined to do so. We sure would appreciate that. Thank you again, and be ready for part 2. See you soon.